welcome to Tips, Tricks, and Dishes. This episode I'm going to show you how to make just traditional homemade buttercream type icing. So this recipe I'm actually going to use shortening instead of butter. I feel like the shortening just holds up a little bit better. So you're going to have a half a cup of shortening, which I've already got in the mixer bowl. And I actually like to mix in a tablespoon of the butter flavor, and this is just a clear butter flavor. I find this in the baking aisle at the craft store or the grocery store. And a tablespoon of the clear vanilla extract. And I know that may sound like a lot of flavoring, but for me it just gives the icing just a very nice flavor instead of it just tasting so much like shortening or so much like butter. So I'm going to go ahead and allow the shortening and the flavorings, the extracts, to mix together really well. I feel like whenever you beat down the shortening quite a bit, it just makes it looser and fluffier, and it gives your icing a better texture. It's not as dense and greasy and heavy. So I'm just going to crank this up for a second. Okay. I'm going to slow it back down to the slow stir. Actually, I'll just go ahead and turn it off for this. And we'll add in half of the powdered sugar, which this is 4 cups of powdered sugar. You actually may need 4.5. I like for my frosting to be just a little bit lighter, so I'll go ahead and put all of it in there. Live on the edge a little bit. Alright. So make sure when you start your mixture back up, it's on a very slow speed or it will go everywhere. And then you're going to add in about a 1/4 cup of milk. You can just start with a little because you can always add more. And really the milk depends on the texture that you want. If it's a dessert that you're going to eat right away, you might want it a little thinner, you might want it a little thicker if it's something that you're going to decorate. I'm going to use this on cupcakes, and I'm actually going to airbrush edible food coloring onto the icing, which is a really cool process. But in order for the airbrush coloring to be able to stick very well, the icing needs to be just a little bit drier. It doesn't need to be really wet. So that's why I was very careful on how much milk I put in right away. Just beat the sides down a little bit here. Okay. Now I'm going to actually need to add just a little bit more milk to mine. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Okay, that's looking pretty good, huh? So, of course, there's all that nice icing on the beater bar. But you can just see how nice and thick it is. Of course, you want to scrape your sides down. And this makes approximately 3.5 cups of icing. So just keep that in mind for whatever project it is that you're doing. So that is how you make homemade frosting. I hope you found this helpful. Tune in next time for more tips, tricks, and dishes.